If you do love writing, then I'd say figure out what your voice is, figure out what your angle is, be cool about where you are with the expertise that you're probably going to share. So whatever expertise might look like based on what you're doing. But a lot of people are like, oh, I'm starting out. I've been in our world, at least, I've been a copywriter for a year. I'm going to blog about how to write high converting copy. And it's like, pump the brakes though, because you could actually write really compelling blog posts about being a year into being a copywriter and all the crazy crap you're learning and the confusing things as you go. And other people will be in the same position and go like, exactly, I'm going through exactly the same thing, instead of you pretending to have 10 years under your belt when you don't. So like, know where you are and just like write honestly there, because there are millions of people potentially who would want to hear that, and they can tell if you're faking it. Start by focusing on two things. The first is your hook. Like, so what are you saying to get them to pay attention and keep reading? What's that opening line, hook / lead? And second is fascinations. So you have to figure out your hook, or they're not going to even get to the fascinations. But a fascination is when a lot of people say bullet points, a fascination is a far better bullet. So for those who are unfamiliar with fascinations, it's like those old tricks that you've seen, but that work. These old tricks of like, if you wanted to, download, or someone sent you a mailer a decade ago that was like, trying to sell you on an ebook or a video course or a book or a video course or something like that. And there'd be like these bullets of all of these little teasers, all of them basically clickbait, with like in brackets after each one, find it on page 99 or skip to 2:45, and those sorts of things. And it's those parts. So fascination is clickbait combined, usually today at least, combined with where you can find it in the thing that they want you to get. So in this case, if you're trying to get somebody to listen to your podcast, then you need to figure out what the clickbait is, knowing that people are increasingly skeptical of clickbait. However, BuzzFeed still does a badass job using it, and that's because people are still responding to it. So think of those things, turn them in. Don't give people facts, give them the beginning of a curiosity gap that then they have to close by listening to the podcast, and tell them which parts they can get that information at. And don't do it on every bullet because it gets tiring. But those are the two things I would do. Hook them, get a stronger lead. And a hook is often found at the end of the phrase, I never thought it was possible, but, and then whatever follows but is the interesting part. So when you like go through your show notes and kind of like put that phrase in front of every single line you've got, and anything that could complete that phrase could be your hook. And if nothing completes that phrase, rewrite the whole damn thing, because nobody's going to be interested unless they're being paid to be interested. Make sure that you like writing, because I know a lot of people who get stuck fast on like, okay, I wrote 3 posts, I'm done. Like, no, you're going to need to keep at this. And so it's like, well, if you don't love writing, it'll show soon enough. So don't create other kinds of content then. There's so many other things you could be creating.